Hey gang, Bryanspaceboy 227 is having a contest. He hit 100 subscribers and he wants to see our 3 favorite comics. So I've got Batman Year One, and yes, this has a child prostitute offering sex to a disguised Bruce Wayne. If you can suppress your outrage about that for 5 seconds, you'll find that this book has one of the greatest endings in all of comics. This is just such a beautiful book. It's so well done. It's so punchy. It's Frank Miller at his best. It's David Mazzucchelli probably at his best. Next I have Batman the Killing Joke. I haven't seen a single review of this that doesn't talk about the misogyny in it. Oh, this is a perfect example of the misogyny of comics. It couldn't possibly be commentary on that misogyny. It couldn't possibly be commentary on the maturing of comics. And you might say, hey, The Killing Joke is from 1988. Isn't 88 a little early to be doing commentary on the maturing of comics, especially when The Killing Joke is responsible for the maturing of comics? Yes, 1988 is early. You know what's even earlier? 1986. That's when Alan Moore and Don Simpson did a story called In Pictopia. It's about the maturing of comics. It has adventure and comedy characters living in this slum, in this city overrun by gritty, grim, and mature superheroes. Don't be fooled by Alan Moore's passive-aggressive critique of his own work. He says, oh well, the panel grid and the transitions, they're just left over from Watchmen. You know, this is just not any good. This is not a good work. Yeah, the panel grid and the transitions, they don't work in this, and they don't work in From Hell. He did From Hell well into the 90s, using the same kinds of transitions and 9-panel grid. But From Hell should actually be on this list. His critiques. He also says, oh, well, you can't tell a story of human dimension with licensed DC characters. And what he's really saying there is, you can't see beyond the licensed DC characters. You can't see the meaning that he's trying to put into this book. And I am planning, though not really, a massive review of this book where I'll explain the hidden meaning, how it's all about the maturing of comics and commentary on the maturing of comics. But that'll require like motion graphics and all kinds of production value that is very difficult. So you look at the Silver Age Surfer's latest videos. He puts in real time. I don't want to put in that kind of time. And my last favorite book is The Forever People, number 11. Lots of people, they look at The Forever People as like, oh, it's Jack Kirby trying to be relevant. It's Jack Kirby doing hippies. I'll just pass that by. The Forever People is probably one of his best series. This is the best issue of that series. It's got a pink-skinned, purple-headed bounty hunter named Devil Lance going after these kids they're being overprotected by Mother Box. It is the perviest thing. The story ends with them in this warm, wet, womb-like paradise. They've turned their backs on reality. It's the perfect example of the Oedipal conspiracy, where you get to stay in the womb, but you don't get to assert yourself as a real human being. And an honorable mention goes to the Comics Journal. It's pretentious and douchey, just like me. So thank you to Bryanspaceboy227. Congratulations on the 100 subscribers. Thank you all for sitting through my blah 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 blahing about these books.